It's Rich, it's Neil, it's Serious Cricket, and we're here to review the Gunn Moore 2022 bat range. Well, we're ready to shine like a diamond. Let's go grab it. So, straight off, we're looking at some funky colours. Nice little blue touch down the bottom. We've got the Ben Stokes, we've got the 55, we've got the diamond. Got a little blue on the outside. Definitely got a bit of blue on the back, sorry. A little bit of information there for us. We've got a hex grip, which is a grippy number. But we've got Neil here to give us a bit more of a guide on the technical specifications to this wonderful little beast.
So, bat's been designed in conjunction with Ben Stokes.
Yeah.
Full blade, very sort of mid to high swell on the back there. Lots of wood, as you'd expect from someone like Ben. What we like is wood all the way through as well, so
forgiveness, isn't it?
Even in that stem there, it's high, but all the way through that. We haven't got the concave shape cut out. We've got plenty of wood all the way through. Looking at it, I think with a bat mallet, as you can probably hear and see and feel for me, really in that midpoint there, a sweet hitting zone. It is forgiving as well because you've got that extra bit of wood either side. You mentioned in the intro there, comes with a hex grip. That came out in 2021.
It did.
So it's still here for 22. Very grippy.
Yeah, it's quite a personalised thing, this one, isn't it? Lots of little hills and valleys and funkiness in that grip. It reminds me a little bit of a table tennis bat.
Yeah.
You know, the old dimples on that.
Definitely. Blade length in this one, slightly shorter.
Yeah.
We're talking only a small amount, but it is the shorter blade length.
Let's show a few people what that is.
Yeah, compared to a traditional bat length, you're losing about 10 mil off the top there.
Yeah.
But all that does is it helps you redistribute the weight in other areas.
Yeah.
I think from a pickup point of view and a balanced point of view, it is well balanced. Not the lightest picking up, I would say. There's other bats in the Gunn Moore range that will be lighter, I'm sure, but this you feel pretty solid with. You know you've got it there ready to go. Comes in all ranges from grades of willow, from original LE back down to the 404 and the 404 in the light junior version.
Yeah.
New for this year is the 707 range, which comes in really at a mid-price point for everybody in a mid-range grade of willow. So that's something to look out for as well.
Looks like they're trying to attract some people into that bracket, doesn't it?
Well, I think it was a key selling bat last year. Obviously, Ben Stokes has had a phenomenal last couple of seasons, to the point where they've also got a player's edition.
Yes, they have.
In this bat. So the player's edition actually reflects his entire bat. So it's the weight he would use, the profile. They actually even reverse the stickers round.
Yeah, that's quite a funky touch, that,
isn't it? It's a nice touch.
Yeah, I like that. It's cool.
Go on then, would you...
So I was going to say, is this one we'd use and have a little go with? I quite like that because it's mid-swell, so I don't mind that one at all. It's a nice balance to it, but you know, I always like a little bit more wood down the bottom, so I might go, it's nice, I'll put it on the side, have a little look, but you never know, there might be something out there better for me later.
I think...
How about yourself?
I think for me, it isn't for me. I think it just picks up a little bit heavier than I would like. I prefer something a little bit more of a lighter pickup.
Yeah.
That said, very forgiving around that sort of golden rectangle of where you're trying to strike the ball. So if you don't hit the ball dead centre, let's face it, we're not all going to hit the middle. It is really forgiving throughout the bat. So I think you're going to get full value for your shots with this, whether you time it or you don't. You know, it was very popular in 2021. I'd imagine it's going to be very popular again in 2022. and I do like the powder blue colourways that it's in.
Yeah, you do, don't you? Yeah. A new one this year, it's the Prima. Let's hope we don't get called prima donnas giving this one a go. Right, first look. Oh, she's got a little bit of yellow to it, hasn't she? Different grip straight away, I felt that. You won't notice that just yet. Hopefully you do with Tom's fantastic camera work. A little bit of yellow around the outside, lots of information as we always get for Gunn Moore. And again, we've got the yellow on the back. Funky stickers, we like those. Keep everything sort of looking beautiful. Right, I suppose now enough of that from me. Better get some technical specifications from Neil.
Okay, so profile wise, in this bat, really high spine. You can see that right here. The spine is one of the highest in the range, but real concave cutaways, which will give us a lighter pickup, which we'll come on to in a minute. Still quite chunky edges though, so still plenty of wood out towards the sides of the bat, so you're not compromising too much. But big high spine in the back there is probably the most noticeable difference in the range. Grabbing the bat mallet and having a quick go. Just the reaction from that and how that felt. Slightly lower sweet spot, I would say. Probably suit a front foot player, given the middle just slightly lower, and certainly on wickets that keep a bit lower, or you prefer to get on the front foot. For me, pickup wise, I really like this. I think it's a good lightweight bat in the pickup. Probably suit younger players who are just making that transition into their first short handle bat. Probably a good weight distribution for them. You mentioned the grip. This is the lightest ever grip that Gunn Moore have come out with. When we say light, I don't really think that means weight.
No.
What that really means is it's very similar to the old chevron style grip. But it's quite thin at the top in terms of the handle shape, but I think that will suit a lot of players. That said, you're always wearing batting gloves normally when playing, so grips are
give and take, isn't it?
And they can always be changed. So not an essential one. It does have the two-tone colour in that grip though to match the colourways of the bat.
Got the old blade length difference here, haven't we? Got slightly shorter blade again.
Slightly shorter blade length. We've got the 540 blade length, which is 15mm smaller than a standard blade length, but that is marginal, and all that's really doing is allowing a redistribution of the weight in the bat to create that lightweight pickup. One for you?
Well, do you know what? I've got a feeling the answer's going to be yes. I think it might be. I know.
See that coming.
I quite like the balance. I quite like the fact that there's wood down the lower end and the lower end of the swell. Give that another look. I like that. I think that for me that works really well. I know that I'm going to hit the majority of the balls down that end, especially if I want to hit it a bit harder. So I quite like that. I'd put that in my one to choose. I'd give that a go. How about you?
Oh, I think for me, a lot of it when choosing a bat is in the balance and getting that balance right. And for me, this picks up light on a lighter version, so I really like that. I'm backing myself that I'm going to hit the middle with a high spine there. Slightly less compensation for if I don't hit the middle, but to be honest, the size of the edges and the amount of wood you get in bats these days, that's not really much of a compromise. So I would rather go for a nice, well-balanced bat, and for me, the Prima ticks a lot of boxes for that. So I think it would be a good choice.
Oh, that's not bad. That's 2 out of 2. That doesn't happen very often. Okay, team, we better be careful because sparks are about to fly. Here we go. So straight away, the sparks are in orange. Obviously, we can't miss out the blue too. And it is a very bright blue. It's a beauty. Obviously got the little tape as well down the bottom of the bat. And we slide all the way around. We have a little look, maintaining all the orange in the graphics at the bottom and a little bit of white at the top. Following it on up there with a grip. Looks like we've got that Pro Light grip in again. Plus we've got a little colourway at the top. But I've digressed. Let's pass to Neil for a little bit more information on this one. Neil,
exciting tech specs. So, in comes the Sparq. Profile wise, again, got a high spine with some concave shaped coming back out of it.
Yeah.
Still very good thick edges as you expect that as standard now in most bats. So lots of wood to work with.
Quite forgiving, I think that find makes things, doesn't it?
Quite forgiving. I think this one's going to probably have a slightly higher sweet spot than something like the Prima in the range.
Yeah.
But let's have a look with a bat mallet. Yeah, so just fractionally higher in terms of a really good sweet spot. I'd say it's mid to high in terms of probably the really sweet hitting zone.
So starting here and ending up a little further.
Yeah,
up, isn't it?
Might suit more of a back foot player.
Yeah.
But again, we're talking margins. We often talk in these videos about exactly where these points are. For most club players and reasonable county players, that hitting point is probably a bit of a misnomer. I think you'll be fine with whichever bat you go with. But from a technical point of view, that's where that sweet spot is in the Sparq.
Yeah.
You mentioned the grip. It's the Pro Light grip, very light, but not in terms of weight. It's like the old Chevron grip. I like the colour matching.
It's a nice touch, isn't it?
One thing you picked up on, Rich, I'm not sure if the viewers will, blue tape around the bottom of a grip. We don't often see that.
We don't.
Normally it's a black, and I like that, just a tiny attention to detail in terms of matching the tape to the colours.
Yeah.
Just sets it off a bit more, I think.
It does, doesn't it?
Pickup wise, for me, really well balanced pickup this. I think it's, I wouldn't say it's light, I wouldn't say it's heavy, it's really well rounded, giving you a really good well balanced pickup. So what do you think? Was that something you'd use?
Well, I'm just thinking, I'm a fan of the shortened blade. I think that's good because I think you get a little bit more wood in the hitting zones and down the bottom end of the bat. So I quite like that, but I think the balance of those is tough. So if you don't quite get that right, I think for me that struggles. I like, as you say, I like the pickup art, the balance, because the wood is a little bit further up the bat. I feel everything's all a little bit closer to me, and I would want it a little bit lower, so I'd want to feel slightly balanced and slightly unbalanced down the bottom end. So for me, it's a no. What about you?
I think for me, this bat sits somewhere between the Prima and the Chroma.
Yes.
You've still got a high spine, you haven't got the real rounded shape that the Chroma's got, so that balance is somewhere in between the two.
Yeah.
So if you were unsure, I think it's a good solid bat to go for. I wouldn't be averse to using this myself. I think it's got that good balanced pickup, and depending on what grade you go for, it will depend on the willow, but for me it's a solid bat in the range, and I think it will do well. And we say we often talk about not choosing bats in terms of colours.
Yeah.
I think the colours are quite striking in this range, and I think that will be a popular choice for lots of people.
Are you going yes or are you going no?
I'm going more towards the side of yes. Probably my favourite so far.
Right.
Will it stay that way? We'll see.
I bet it won't. Sir Garfield Sobers, Sir Donald George Bradman, they're icons. It's time to pick up the icon. Here we go. Now, we've got a little pink fleck on the bottom. We've slightly reorganised the graphics, I think. We've got a slightly different colourway. Icon around the side, and then on the back. We've got a funky lightweight grip, Pro Light grip, little bit of colour matching as we go through. It's an iconic bat for a reason. It's been here for a while and it's stood the test of time. But let's find out what the specific bits are that make it stand out.
I think it stood the test of time because it's got a really good profile.
Yeah.
2022 sees the revamp of the colourways, which I think look really good. But
they do that.
From the profile point of view, you can see again high spine in the back, fully concave shape cutaway, which should give a really nice lightweight pickup. We'll find that out in a minute. We've still got really good thick edges. Only thing to be aware of, I think, with the icon, out of the whole bat range, not much willow in the toe, so quite thin down the bottom end of the bat. Anywhere below the Gunn Moore sticker at the bottom there, there's less wood, so careful digging out those Yorkers because there's a lot less wood there behind it. So don't try smashing the Yorkers. In terms of the pickup, I think I mentioned slightly earlier, I really like this one. Picks up really light. Again, would be really suitable to those younger players, maybe just getting into their short-handled bats for the first time. You know the pickup's going to be good here, and if you're choosing a suitable weight range, the balance should be really good. We're back to a traditional blade length in terms of the full height of the 555mm, which is a standard blade length. Again, with that balance of the high spine in the back, gives you that profile and the shape. I'm going to have a go with the bat mallet. Interested to see where the sweet spot is on this one. I mean, for me, interestingly, Gunn Moore would say it's got a mid to high swell. I actually feel this bat in particular is somewhere more in the central region than mid to high. I'd say it's actually pretty much bang in the middle, giving you a really good sweet spot where you want it. So although the range would say mid to high, my feeling and take on this is it's a little bit lower than you would expect. So I actually think that's not just going to suit a back foot player, it's going to suit front foot, back foot, really well suited. You've got that high spine running throughout, so you'll get full value for shots in the middle, slightly less wood towards the outsides, and certainly less wood down at the bottom of the bat. You mentioned the grip, Pro-Light grip. Again, it's got the two-tone black and silver to match the stickers. If I'm being fussy, I think I would have liked to have seen a little bit of pink in there actually, just to pick out the pink lower down.
Maybe a third one.
But that's personal choice. Again, you can change the grip. Don't choose a bat on the grip. What do you think?
I like the Icon. It's been around for a long time. I like the balance to it. I think it's really nice. I think it would be in my one to choose. But again, I'd want a little bit more wood down the bottom, so I'd be a smidge pickier. So I'd probably go, it's in there, it's a choice, but I might not go for it. There might be something else for me. How about yourself? I know you like that grip, you love that grip.
Yeah, but again, I'm not choosing the bat on the grip.
Oh no, don't do that.
However, I don't want to be boring, but in 2021 I chose the Icon as my favourite Gunn Moore bat.
Oh.
I was hoping to be swayed maybe, but I think for me,
he's back.
Still the Icon.
He's back.
I like the revamp of the colourways. I prefer that to last year.
Yeah.
But for me, you still get that really light pickup, really nice and balanced. I'm backing myself, I'm going to hit the middle of the bat. We'll see what happens in the season. But for me, Icon will be my first choice in the range, personally.
He didn't deviate, did he, folks? He didn't deviate. Okay team, you might be forgiven for thinking you've seen this before. We're off to see the Chroma. And the reason is, it's fairly similar to last year. So we've got our silvery metallic-y chrome sort of look about the bat, all the way around, usual places you're going to find it. Sliding around the side, still on the Chroma sticker there, on the GM at the back. A little bit of detail all the way down the bottom with the GM sign. And again, we do go up the top with our nice little touch. We've gone the Pro-Light grip. Let's find out a little bit more about it.
Okay, so the Chroma, out of all the bats in the Gunn Moore range, this has the most full bladed profile. And by that, I really mean, you can see in the back there, a rounded profile in the back. You can see you've got lots of wood all the way around the back of the bat. Yeah. So what that really means is if you're striking the ball slightly off centre, so somewhere around about here, you've still got a fair chunk of wood behind the ball. So quite a forgiving bat. If you don't quite time it as well, perfect, you're still going to get decent value for your shots. So I'd say a good forgiving bat. From a profile point of view, it's also got the standard blade length, so it's at the full 555mm in terms of a standard length.
Yeah.
Pickup wise, purely from a balance point of view, I thought this was going to pick up heavier than it does, in all honesty. But I'd actually say it feels quite comfortable. It's not the lightest bat in terms of pickup in the Gunn Moore range, but for me, actually it picks up better than I thought. It's quite well balanced considering the amount of wood that you've got in that hitting zone there.
Yeah.
You mentioned the grip. yes, it's the Pro Light grip, which is probably a subtle change, but not much. Again, if you don't like the grip, you can always change it. It's similar to a Chevron standard grip, really.
Cool. What do you think about the old the tapping?
Yeah. Well, what I'm expecting to feel is hopefully some compromise outside of the central zone, given the amount of wood behind. But let's have a look. Yeah, I'd say mid to high in terms of a sweet spot of where you're really looking to strike the ball. That said, it's pretty close. It's pretty central. Yeah. I think any sort of spiel you would read on the bat would say mid to high. I think that's probably forgiving, and it's probably more forgiving because you've got more wood behind it. Yeah. Actually, when I struck the ball slightly off centre, it was still quite receptive. Yeah. Again, fair bit of wood behind the ball. So I think this bat's going to suit most players. It suits a front foot player, a back foot player. You're going to get, forgiveness for any shots that aren't directly out of the centre of the bat. So you should get good value for your shots.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Maybe one for you this, I think, Rich.
Do you think so?
I think I've got a feeling.
You've got a feeling? Oh, okay. I like the idea of that bit of forgiveness to the edges. I like the idea of that. I think for people that are going to buy a bat, I think that's especially at lower level areas of the game. I think this is a really good option because of that bit of forgiveness. For those that know their game well, I think it's slightly different. And I think for me, a little bit too much wood up the top, need a little bit more down the bottom. So I'm going to say, I'm not shopping today. How about yourself?
I'm shocked. I thought that was one for you, but I think for me, I prefer just a slightly lighter pickup. But as I mentioned, this does pick up quite well. Yeah. And with the extra forgiveness, I think you could do a lot worse than something like that, because I think you're going to get value, and you're going to get value for all shots played. So I think if you're unsure, that's a steady bet, but wouldn't be my first choice.
Nobody went for the Chroma. We're off to Cafe Noir, but we better be dressed well. Oh, we're all dressed in black, ready for our evening occasion, our special occasion. So we've got our Noir, we've got black everywhere here, team. Literally black everywhere. I don't know where to go with this blackness. We're all over it. So around the back as well, give you a little look there. I think there's one addition I'm just feeling in the old fingers. We've got the Hex Grip, team. That is really grippy, and that is very different. Cool. Let's find out a few more technical specifications.
Great. Thanks, Rich. So looking again at the profile, spine is there. We've got a lot of wood in this bat.
I like it already.
It's not the full bladed shape that you'd see in the Chroma. There's a touch cut away, but I think that's just redistributed the balance slightly. We're still in the standard blade length of 555mm, and what that's really doing is creating a lot of wood in and around what I'd call this golden rectangle of where you're trying to strike a ball. Yeah. Anything outside of that rectangle, frankly, you're not going to score many runs with anyway. So the more wood we've got in that
it's a shame. Area, that's where I play most of my best shots.
So for me, big thick edges, like really thick edges there. Still plenty of wood in between the central point and the edge, so lots of willow to use. From a pickup point of view, again, reasonably well balanced. In between the Chroma and one of the lighter versions in the Gunn Moore range, like the Prima. So it's in between those two, probably from a pickup point of view. I'm interested to get the bat mallet on this. I think it could be quite receptive. Again, just in striking the bat there, I'd say a mid to low swell, mid to low receptiveness in the bat. Probably going to suit a front foot player. In terms of players that use it, James Vince, local lad to us at Hampshire, did really well in the 100 this year. Likes to play off the front foot. You can see why the Noir's suited to his game. But what I think you'll find is lots of wood in this bat. Really suits a player who likes to come out and strike the ball hard. You're going to get full value. one for you?
I think I'm going to be saying yes.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know. It's in there. It's right up there for me. Yeah, that's nice balance. It's right down the bottom. The wood's in the area that I like. Good feel. Don't know about the grip. Might change that. Might not. Going to stick my gloves on and find out. But I think I'm saying yes. There's no think about it. I'm saying yes.
So Rich is the new left-handed version of James Vince. Interestingly,
it's a challenge.
GM do a player's edition in this bat. So if you wanted James Vince's actual spec in terms of his bat, then there is that option available. Also runs all the way down from original LE all the way down to 404 and 404 Light in the junior version. For me, I quite like the pickup. I like the fact you've got lots of wood in this bat. If I strike it clean, we're thinking boundaries. I like it.
He's tempted.
I like it.
He's tempted. Is he going to go away from the icon?
I can't go away from the icon. That's my first choice, and I can't choose the same one as you because we're very different players. So that wouldn't be right. So the Noir's not for me. However, fantastic all-round bat.
Yeah.
Great for striking.
Cool. Right.
All yours.
I'm off to the shops. New in the range this year is the Radon. I wasn't so sure about this. I had to look up the name. So this is what Radon is. It is a chemical element, and its symbol is Rn. Its atomic number is 86. It's radioactive, colourless, odourless, tasteless and noble gas. Let's hope it's a good bat. Let's find out. She is colourful. That's what I'm going to say. We've got some nice red on there. A sort of dialed down blue, blacky type thing. Type sort of colour as well. Sliding around the sides, we've got more red all the way around. And again, we've got a little bit of red all the way around the outside. We've gone a hex grip, so they've gone funky with the grip. And again, that's very grippy, look like a table tennis bat on the pimples on the old hex grip. But let's find out a little bit more information, more about it, the Radon.
Okay, so from a technical point of view, Radon, less interested in the profile, it's just a standard profile in a junior size bat. Key things to really note about the Radon is it's English willow. So for all the youngsters out there just getting into cricket, looking at buying their first bat that they're going to use with hard balls, this is a really good entry level bat for that.
Yeah.
Reason being, it's grade 4 English willow, so that's the starting point of English willow. Being totally honest, at that point, sometimes the willow doesn't look aesthetically as good.
Nice. No.
So to be fair to Gunn Moore, what they've done here, they've almost given it a painted finish on the back and the edges, and the front has got a polycarbonate cover that with that wood grain effect in there, so it looks totally like a cricket bat. You're not going to be out of place, but what it's really doing is aesthetically making it look great whilst giving you a really good price point entry level junior bat to use hardballs with, which makes a lot of sense, particularly when you're first starting the game.
And we're doing that down here at Sirius as well, aren't we?
We are. That's in sizes 4 down to 1, so that's really going to be suiting players probably somewhere around about aged somewhere between 7 and 10, 11 really. If you're just starting the game, you've played incredible cricket under 9s, you want your first hardball bat. That's probably that's going to be a good solution.
Cool. Let's hope number 86 is good for you. So we've checked everything out. I think we should probably just have a little review of what we've gone through. I'm a fan of the Noir. Neil's gone.
I've gone for the Icon. True to form.
You haven't. You haven't gone away. What beef you over the Hex and the Pro Light? You love the Pro Light.
I like the Pro Light grip. You probably prefer the Hex grip, I think. But across the range, in terms of bats and profiles and differences, I think you can categorise them a little bit.
Yeah. If
you're looking for that lightweight pickup, I think the Prima, the Sparq and the Icon probably suit that type of player.
Yeah.
If you're looking for a more rounded bat, more rounded profiles, I think the Chroma and the Noir and the Diamond probably fit into that camp.
Yeah.
I think there's a clear distinction between the two. I quite like the fact that there is differentials in the Gunn Moore range. With some other manufacturers, you don't quite get those differences.
Not as much, definitely.
I like the colourways. There's something for everybody in there.
Yeah. Be interesting to see how the Radon goes this year.
Yep.
That's a bit new. That's a bit different.
Good one for the kids getting into the game.
Yeah.
But I think Gunn Moore over the years have been a very well-established band, fitting out, you know, Ben Stokes down to junior club cricketers. You can't go too wrong with that. It's very solid range, backed up by good softs, pads, gloves as well to complement whatever bat you choose.
Cool. So thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you found the video useful and informative, please do the old thumbs up. If you didn't, don't tell us, especially in the comment section below. We are going to be putting out lots more equipment reviews for 2022, so subscribe to our channel. You definitely want to hear more from us. We're incredible.